trapped from every angle by rushing water, residents headed for their rooftops. Spirits lifted as the sound of blades rolled across the horizon. The hands of help were dropping in from the sky. No formal introductions, no wasted time. Slip on the safety harness and lift off. From among the foliage, he left with only the shorts and shirt he was wearing. Circling above, a spotter aircraft detects a couple just a street away from the safety of a dry zone, but it may as well have been a country mile. The water surge between streets was estimated to be moving at 70 kilometres an hour. The chopper crew move in low over the couple's home, just metres above the roofline. Still in her 90, an elderly woman hugged the man who came to her rescue wearing a wetsuit. It's an embrace she will remember and relive with friends. There was no shortage of people turning to the choppers for help. This was what disaster coordinators didn't want to happen. Yesterday, residents of North Bundaberg were told to move out of the suburb. Predictions were warned the flood would be uncontrolled with little time to flee. That was largely ignored.
We've had sort of tie up at home and things like that with the animals, and just, the bridge got shut yesterday, so we were just in a big panic.
The Buchanan family live a block from the river. With a baby and a 4-year-old, they hoped the water wouldn't reach their yard. They were wrong. Desperate to get them out, the EMQ aircraft hovered as low as they dared. But the home is opposite power lines for the train. The risk of becoming entangled was just too great. A plan was put together to reach them using an inflatable boat. The anxiety had been building for hours. They were in the craft and rolling with the current within a minute. It wasn't a thrill ride. The trip to safety left Kim feeling seasick. Fireman stepped in to hold baby Addison, his manner soothing and calming.
Scary, rough, worrying, good at the same time. I feel good that I'm back on dry land. The
Buchanans thankful to their guardians and promising to never ignore advice again.
That's what my main concern was, is these two, if it hadn't been for them.
The choppers continued their missions, darting and hopping among the rooftops, aerials and satellite dishes. This has been an unexpected hazard for the helicopter crews as they come in close to many of the homes. The big colonies of fruit bat take flight. Now, one of those in the aircraft could bring it down. It's very dangerous work. Some locals took the initiative, using their own boats to get their families and neighbours to dry ground. Brett didn't want to make a fuss, hates the limelight, but he handled his tinny with precision and ease, scooping up and delivering anyone he could find.
He like my Superman for me.
94-year-old Beryl thought Brett was the ant's pants. Would you call him a hero?
Yes.
Others later followed Brett's lead as the Burnett River continued its rapid push into the town. Joellen had 9 people at her house, most of them children.
Our neighbours said, that was safe last time, so we just went with what they said.
A Swiftwater team had to go and rescue one of their own units after they ended up in the water with 2 backpackers they'd been helping. Thankfully, they were all found safely. But their anger peaked when they spotted a man riding the swell. With just his head and white pole above the water, there were fears he may have been vision impaired. Time and again they threw him ropes. He never reached for them. They warned of oncoming obstacles, but he didn't respond. When he scrambled onto the roadway, he became indignant, claimed he knew the risks. Was it difficult though to try and keep your footing?
Not when I knew the depth.
The rescuers jumped in to try and save you. How do you feel for them?
Yeah, they're doing their job and I appreciate it, and could have been a life-saving effort.
It was a lonely walk back to Bundaberg CBD. No one offered him a ride. Police have made a frank assessment. Anyone remaining in North Bundaberg is in grave danger. Some homes and streets have been extensively eroded. Others have been weakened after being struck by fast-moving submerged objects. In Bundaberg, Darren Curtis, 9 News.